Welcome back to Breakfast with Anne and Paul. Good to have you with us this morning. It is 9:35.
We've been looking forward to this, haven't we?
Yeah, because we haven't seen...
We haven't seen this, and we don't know whether it's about a telephone box museum.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean this is a museum with lots of telephone boxes? Or does it mean it's a museum inside a telephone box?
Yeah, let's find out. Anna Riley reports.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I declare the Catton Heritage Museum officially open.
Ringing in a new era. Abandoned during the pandemic, this phone box was rescued by members of the community, saving it from ruin and rust. And they've turned it into something special.
Well, it is now East Yorkshire's smallest museum and heritage centre. And also, we've got it for the bottom part as a book swapping, because you don't want people having to crouch down to read what we've got. But it's really going to be about the heritage and information about what Catton, High and Low are. The church here is over 1,000 years old, and it used to be used, it was the main church for the region, and it was used by people coming across the river from Scorby, who came across at Wath Lane, because a wath is the ancient word for a ford. So they could walk across, getting a bit wet, but would come to church and come to work here because there were mills and there was all sorts. So it's important that people who come through, I mean, it's a very nice village to live in with a pub, but people who are coming ought to know what happened and what was here, which has never been put really into history.
Decommissioned phone boxes in Britain, such as this one in Catton, are increasingly being transformed into something with a practical purpose. The revival of this one has brought people together through sharing tales of the past.
Everybody who's seen it has been impressed, including me, because yes, having seen what it was like before, and this is fantastic, because there is such a lot of history around here, which many people aren't aware of. Hopefully visitors or walkers in the area, cyclists, we get an awful lot of people coming through. They will see this and, appreciate it for what it is.
While the phone may have stopped ringing here many years ago, villagers have taken up the call to protect their own piece of history. Anna Riley, GB News, Low Catton.
Well, I'm glad they haven't got rid of it, because I think those old telephone boxes are beautiful things, particularly when they're sort of scrubbed up and repainted like that one. It's better than, going to the tip, isn't it? And those new telephone boxes, mind you don't see telephone boxes very much at all.
Well, you don't. This is true. And, my daughter's 4. What is that?
Wouldn't know where to start with.
What is that?
Box.
What? People used to go into a box and phone someone?
Yeah.
What? They didn't go like this?
No, I know. Isn't that odd? How our lives have changed since the arrival of the mobile phone. But I'm glad they're not getting rid of it. I mean, it's like red post boxes as well.
Yeah.
They are part of... certainly they look wonderful in a village, outside a lovely pub or something like that. They're part of that beautiful English look or British look.
Yeah, they definitely are. Not like the modern or the newer BT phone boxes. But we were saying that we think that could be one of the smallest museums in Britain. And I actually did a little... Google, and there is a phone box that's been turned into a museum apparently in Worley in West Yorkshire. So that's maybe
in the same way it tells you about that particular village.
Yeah. So
that's a good idea.
So I think that's why they're saying it's the smallest in East Yorkshire, because there's also one in West Yorkshire.
Yeah, it's catching on maybe.
Yeah.
And where's that village that Kate Middleton's parents come from? In Berkshire. I can't remember the name of it now. But I was doing an outside broadcast from there when they got married, and the world went to that particular village. And they've got a beautiful post box in that village too, and they've turned it into one of those book-swapping library type things for the village. And it's really nice. I think if you can think of a really good use for an old-fashioned telephone box, it's nice to keep it, isn't it?
Books? What's a book?
Oh, gosh, don't say that. No, people still love books. I've never got into the Kindle thing, and no, I can't read off the screen. It's not the same, is it?
Hey, listen, talking of turning back the clock, it's 50 years since the Gay Liberation Front